आपके दादा कृपण हो जो ऐसे कहीं नहीं हुआ जिससे ब्राह्मण जाचक से होना नहीं चाहिए। महाराज आपके वंश में ऐसे शुद्र अंतकरण वाला कोई भी उत्पन्न नहीं हुआ है जिससे ब्राह्मण जाचक के दान मांगने पर अथवा युद्ध क्षेत्र में किसी जितार्थी क्षत्रिय द्वारा युद्ध के लिए ललकारने पर उससे मुख मोड़ लिया हो। आपके वंश में प्रहलाद अपने निर्मल जस से राजा आज भी उसी प्रकार शोभायमान हो रहा है जिस प्रकार आकाश जिस प्रकार आकाश में चंद्रमा अपने आप सुशोभित होते हैं।
Verse 4, chapter 19, Canto 8, Bhagavatam, chapter 19, verse 4.
हिरण्याक्ष उत्पन्न हुआ था जब वह अकली गदा हाथ में लेकर।
And now verse 5. Verse 4. O King Bali, never in your dynasty has the low-minded king been born, who upon being requested has refused charity to brahmanas in holy places, or a fight to kshatras on a battlefield. And your dynasty is even more glorious due to the presence of Lord Maharaja, who is like the beautiful moon in the sky. Chapter 19, verse 5. 8th Canto. It was in your dynasty that Hiranyakashipu was born. Carrying only his own club, he wandered the globe alone, without assistance, to conquer all directions, and no hero he met could rival him. Verse 6. When delivering the earth from Garbhodakshi sea, Lord Vishnu, in his incarnation as boar, killed Hiranyaksha, who had appeared before him. This fight was severe, and the Lord killed Hiranyaksha with great difficulty. Later, as the Lord thought about the uncommon prowess of Hiranyaksha, he felt himself victorious indeed. Verse 7. When Hiranyakashipu heard the news of his brothers being killed, with great anger he went to the residence of Vishnu, the killer of his brother, wanting to kill Lord Vishnu. Verse 8. Seeing Hiranyakashipu coming forward bearing a trident in his hand, like personified death, Lord Vishnu, the best of all mystics and the knower of the progress of time, thought as follows. 9. Wheresoever I go, Hiranyakashipu will follow me, as death follows all living entities. Therefore, it is better for me to enter the core of his heart, for then, because of his power to see only externally, he will not see me. Chapter 19, verse 9. Wherever so I go, Hiranyakashipu will follow me again, as death follows all living entities. Therefore, it is better for me to enter the core of his heart, for then, because of his power to see only externally, he will not see me. Verse 10. Vamanadeva continued, O king of the demons, after Lord Vishnu made this decision, he entered the body of his enemy, Hiranyakashipu, who was running after him with great force. In a subtle body, inconceivable to Hiranyakashipu, Lord Vishnu, who was in great anxiety, entered Hiranyakashipu's nostril along with his breath. Verse 11. Upon seeing the residence of Lord Vishnu was vacant, Hiranyakashipu began searching for Lord Vishnu everywhere. Angry at not seeing him, Hiranyakashipu screamed loudly and searched the entire universe, including the surface of the earth, the higher planetary systems, all directions, and all the caves and oceans. But Hiranyakashipu, the greatest hero, did not see Vishnu anywhere.
भगवान विष्णु जब हिरण्यकशिपु को
Verse 12. Unable to see him, Hiranyakashipu said, I have searched this entire universe,
कहने लगे मैंने सारा जगत छान मारा किंतु विष्णु को ही
but I could not find Vishnu, who has killed my brother.
कौन सुना रहे
So who is telling this story?
कौन सुना रहे
Who is telling this story?
समझ में आया?
Do you understand what I'm saying?
ये बोल रहे
Who is saying?
भगवान वामन देव
Vamanadeva is telling to
था जो है बलि महाराज को सुना रहे
Bali Maharaj
आपके वंश में
that in your dynasty, great
पंडित महान वीर सब आए
Panditas and very great warriors came in your dynasty, like Hiranyakashipu, for example.
प्रहलाद
Prahlad also came in your dynasty. Great personalities came in your dynasty, in the dynasty of Bali Maharaj. So,
विष्णु भी तुम्हारी दादा परदादा से भी
Vishnu,
डरते थे
well, even Vishnu was he's saying that even Vishnu was afraid. Who is telling this? Vamanadeva
महाराज
is telling to Bali Maharaj,
साथ बलि महाराज का
how even Vishnu was afraid of his great grandfather, because Hiranyakashipu was like great grandfather of
ऐसे का
Bali Maharaj. Why Bali Maharaj is saying these things to
की दृढ़ता दिखा रहे
Bali Maharaj? To make, like, to praise him and
विष्णु के प्रति जो बैर था वह उसकी मृत्यु के साथ ही समाप्त हो गया इस क्रोध का मूल कारण अज्ञान है और अहंकार से उनकी वृद्धि होती है किसको हम बैर किस लिए कब करते हैं
so
why you are making enemies to others
why are we making enemies to others? Why are we fighting?
ये होता है क्या क्रोध से आता है
Because of anger.
होती है
Hindi connection is freezing up.
इस जगत में अन्यान्य देहात्म अभिमानी व्यक्ति मिथ्या के कारण क्रोध बनाए
So verse 13, Hiranyakashipu's anger against Vishnu persisted until his death. Other people in the bodily concept of life maintain anger only because of false ego and the great influence of ignorance.
आपके पिता प्रहलाद को
Verse 14, your father Birochan, the son of Maharaj Prahlad.
सन वामन देव
So Vamanadeva is praising Bali Maharaj. Your father,
बलि महाराज के पिता कौन
the father of Bali Maharaj, who is he? Birochan.
आपके पिता
Your father, Birochan, the son of Maharaj Prahlad, was very affectionate towards Brahmanas.
प्रहलाद के पुत्र कौन था
Who was the son of Prahlad? Birochan.
विरोचन ब्राह्मण भक्त थे वे जानते थे कि
He was very affectionate towards Brahmanas. Although he knew very well that it was the demigods who had come to him in the death of Brahmanas, at their request he delivered to them the duration of his life.
उन्हें प्रदान कर दी आपने भी उसी धर्म का
You also have observed the principles followed by great personalities who are householder Brahmanas,
आदि और
by our forefathers and by great heroes who are extremely famous for their exalted activities.
ये विरोचन जो प्रहलाद के पुत्र विरोचन
So the son of Prahlad is Birochan.
थे तो असुर
He was a demon,
उनके जो है वो आदर करते थे देखा है
but he used to honor the Brahmanas. Generally see that
जो असुर जो है
the demons,
उनके भी आदर करते थे
they also honor the Brahmanas.
सत्कार करते थे जैसे
Like for example,
क्या नाम इसका
what is his name?
जरासंध
Jarasandha.
जरासंध ब्राह्मण के भी आदर करते थे
He was also honoring the Brahmanas.
कृष्ण अर्जुन और भीम ब्राह्मण वेश धारण करके
So Krishna, Arjuna and Bhim, they came dressed as in this guise of Brahmanas and to Jarasandha,
और बोले
and they told,
मुझे कुछ दान चाहिए
we want some
जरासंध
donation.
विचार करने लगे
Jarasandha thought,
चलो ब्राह्मण आए हैं,
Okay, a Brahmana came. I'll give some donation to them.
बोले आप जब अपने कार्य सिद्धि करके माने हवन आदि करके
Okay,
जब उठेंगे तब हम
let's do some fire sacrifice. Then after,
दान लेंगे।
we'll take some donation from you.
रात्रि में
So, but midnight, Jarasandha,
अपने शिव जी के उपासना कर, शिव उपासक थे,
he used to worship Shiva. So,
शिव जी के पूजा करके मध्य रात्रि में
midnight after worship Shiva, then he called three of them. Jarasandha called Krishna, Bhima, and Arjun and told, which donation do you want? Tell me.
कितने धन चाहिए
How much donation do you want?
है बताइए।
Tell me.
तो उस समय ये तीनों का
Then three of them, they told, we
आपसे धन नहीं चाहने की,
you didn't come here to take donation from you. Actually want to fight with you.
युद्ध करना चाहते, युद्ध भिक्षा दीजिए, युद्ध आपके साथ
So Krishna, Arjun, and Bhima in disguise told to Jarasandha, we came to fight with you actually.
हंसने लगे।
Jarasandha was laughing.
जरासंध
He
कहने
left.
लगे,
And he told,
तुम्हारे परिचय दो,
okay, so show to me your real identity. Because you came to me in disguise of Brahmanas,
ब्राह्मण का आदर करते,
I generally honor the Brahmanas.
जरासंध करे,
Jarasandha was saying.
किंतु तुम धन नहीं चाहते हो,
But you don't want donation. You want to fight with me.
तो उसमें परिचय दो,
So identify yourselves. Then Krishna told,
कृष्ण हूँ,
I am Krishna,
है? वसुदेव पुत्र मैं
the son of Vasudev.
है? मैं वासुदेव।
I am Vasudev.
तो जरासंध हंसने लगे,
Jarasandha started laughing.
तुम तो
Oh.
रण छोड़ो,
You are Rangchor means like a deserter, like somebody who runs away from the fights. How can I fight you? You are like a deserter, like someone who
ना कोई पिता माता है,
runs away from the fight. You don't have any dynasty, you don't have mother, father.
देवों की
Some people say that Vasudeva are your parents. Some other people say that actually Nand and Jashoda are your parents.
क्षत्रिय कहा करके प्रचार करते हो और कभी
Sometimes
वैश्य कहा करके प्रचार करते हो।
they say you are Kshatriya, some people say you are Vaishya.
तुम्हारे साथ युद्ध करना मेरा अच्छा नहीं लगता।
I don't want to fight you. I don't like the idea to fight with you.
ये क्या
With Arjun then?
इनके साथ तो क्या
Ah,
है?
Arjun, there's also no use fighting with him. So you want to fight with whom? With Bhim.
भीम तो
Okay, Bhim, yes.
है बल है
He's strong, so yeah, I accept to fight with him. Jarasandha told.
भीम के साथ जरासंध के साथ युद्ध हुई।
So Bhim fought with Jarasandha.
तो अंत में भीम ने जरासंध को
In the end, Bhim killed Jarasandha.
जरासंध के ऊपर वर
How did he kill Jarasandha? Jarasandha had a blessing
कर नहीं पाएगा,
that nobody would be able to kill him.
है? जरासंध जब जन्म लिया
When Jarasandha took birth
गर्भ से तब
from the womb of his mother,
मांस के
actually
टुकड़े होकर जन्म,
he was born as two pieces of flesh.
इधर के हिस्सा इधर के,
You know, like his body was cut in the middle, like right side and left side, like two sides, two parts of flesh.
तो ये देखा उनके
You know, his mother saw this flesh. Oh my, what have I given birth to? So in the middle of the night, she threw away those two pieces of flesh in the jungle. She just threw away.
उस समय जरा नाम से कोई एक राक्षसी
And there was a Rakshasi, like a demoness,
और दो
demoness
टुकड़ा
called Jara, and she found these two pieces of flesh in the forest.
देकर मुझे जाके
She thought, oh, I got food. Oh, ho, ho.
कि
Then
दो मांस के टुकड़ों को एक साथ में रख दिया और देखते
she kept together these two sides, two
लगे किलकिलारी मारने लगे,
pieces of flesh, and she was happy to eat.
थोड़ा वात्सल्य भाव उत्पन्न हुआ,
But then suddenly, like, started crying.
इनको मैं खाऊंगी कैसे?
Then because it like the two sides came together and like bound and became crying like a baby. And this witch, this demoness felt some vatsalya bhava. How can I eat him? It's like a baby. Then
मांस के ये टुकड़ा जो है माने दो खंड जो है ये उल्टा तरफ करके
so
फेंक दे तब तुम्हारी मृत्यु
she said, oh, the Jara told,
भगवान विष्णु भी तुमके
not even Vishnu can kill you. Only if somebody cut you in the middle and throw each side to different direction, then a person will be able to kill you. Otherwise, no one can kill you.
संध के वध करने सहज नहीं।
So it was not easy to kill Jarasandha. It wasn't easy to kill
के साथ
him.
जरासंध के साथ वो युद्ध होने लगे,
So they were fighting, Bhima and Jarasandha,
तो भीम उसके परास्त कर नहीं पा रहे,
but Bhima couldn't defeat him.
तो अंत में एक कथा को भगवान जानते थे।
Because this benediction only Bhagavan knew, Krishna knew.
भीम के बोले, भीम
Then Bhagavan told Bhima,
ऐसे जरासंध के वध कर नहीं पाओगे।
Bhima, you'll not be able to kill Jarasandha so easily. To kill Jarasandha, I'll tell you how to do. Krishna told to Bhima, cut him in the middle, like tear him apart in the middle, just like a leaf we cut in the middle, like we had to say tear up, right? So how to kill him? Also like tear him in two sides, like in two pieces in the middle, and throw them. So Bhima did this, but again his two parts of the body would like come together and bound again together, and he was like even laughing, ha 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 ha, Jarasandha. Then Krishna told Bhima, no, because after you tear him apart, the two sides of his body, have to throw the left side of the body to the right direction and the right side of his body to the left direction, like opposite side. Then it will work. Then Bhima defeated Jarasandha in the battle, then torn him up. He tore him apart in two sides, and right side through left side, and left side of his body through in the right direction. So in this way Jarasandha was dead by Bhima.
जब उन्होंने देखा कि हिरण्यकशिपु हाथ में त्रिशूल लेकर साक्षात काल के समान उनकी ओर चल रहा है, तब समझित कार्य करने के लिए कुशल विष्णु उस प्रकार सोचने लगे, जिस प्रकार मृत्यु जीव के पीछे,
which one I forgot which one we were reading.
इस प्रकार मैं जहाँ-जहाँ जाऊंगा वह हिरण्यकशिपु उस स्थान पर मेरा अनुसरण करेगा। यह दैत्य बस बाह्य वस्तु ही देखा करता है, अतः मैं उसके हृदय में प्रवेश कर जाऊंगा, जिससे
Oh yeah, he's reading that part again about the heart, that
हे दैत्यराज ऐसे निश्चय करके भगवान विष्णु ने
Vishnu entered the heart of Hiranyakashipu, the heart of Hiranyakashipu. He's reading that again. Which one was that one?
अपने ऊपर झटपते हुए हिरण्यकशिपु को देखा तो अपने शरीर को अत्यंत सूक्ष्म बना लिया।
Okay, verse 10. Again, he read verse 10. So, when Bhagavan Vishnu
हिरण्यकशिपु के ऊपर झपट करने लगे, माने
like
उसके ऊपर आक्रमण करने लगे,
attacked Hiranyakashipu,
और हिरण्यकशिपु भी उनको भी हिरण्यकशिपु ने देखा तो अपने शरीर को अत्यंत सूक्ष्म बना लिया। हिरण्यकशिपु भी माया भी है ना वो।
so Hiranyakashipu, he had a lot of Maya, like powers. So he made his body very small, Hiranyakashipu.
उसे हृदय में प्रवेश कर लिया। और फिर भगवान विष्णु ने किया कि
So Bhagavan Vishnu entered Hiranyakashipu's nostril along with his breath. So Hiranyakashipu was not able to kill Vishnu.
जब हिरण्यकशिपु ने देखा कि
So later Hiranyakashipu saw,
भगवान विष्णु का स्थान तो खाली पड़ा है, तो अब उन्हें
upon seeing that the residence of Lord Vishnu was vacant, verse 11, Hiranyakashipu began searching for Lord Vishnu everywhere.
विष्णु कहाँ गए कहाँ?
Where is Vishnu? Where is Vishnu?
तब वो क्रोध से भरकर
Angry at not seeing him, Hiranyakashipu screamed loudly and searched the entire universe, including the surface of the earth, higher planetary systems, all directions, and all the caves and oceans. But Hiranyakashipu, the greatest hero, did not see Vishnu anywhere.
मिल सके। भगवान विष्णु जब हिरण्यकशिपु को कहीं दिखाई नहीं दिए, तब उन्होंने करके
Verse 11 again.
छान लिया, किंतु विष्णु कहीं
Sorry, verse 12. Unable to see him, Hiranyakashipu said, I have searched the entire universe, but I could not find Vishnu, who has killed my brother. Therefore, he must certainly have gone to that place
मैंने सारा जगत छान लिया,
from which no one returns.
दिखाई नहीं।
In other words, he must now be dead.
वामनदेव बलि महाराज
So remember, Vamanadeva is telling all this to Bali Maharaj.
हिरण्यकशिपु के साथ
How did Hiranyakashipu
नृसिंहदेव के साथ भगवान विष्णु के साथ कैसे युद्ध हुआ
fight with Vishnu Bhagavan?
है? हिरण्यकशिपु का विष्णु के गोदी जो बैर भाव था उसकी मृत्यु के साथ ही समाप्त हो गया अथवा क्रोध के मूल कारण है
13. Hiranyakashipu's anger against Lord Vishnu persisted until his death. Other people in the bodily concept of life maintain anger only because of false ego and the great influence of ignorance.
जिससे वीरत्व न देखने पर भी अपने को वीर मानते हैं अज्ञान से क्या होता है
So because of ignorance, anger comes. Because of ignorance, anger comes. And because of this, you maintain the false ego of bodily conception. Verse 14. Your father, Virochan, the son of Maharaj Prahlad, was very affectionate toward Brahmanas. I was telling this. So all the demons, they don't believe in Vishnu, yes, but they respect the Brahmanas.
आपके पिता प्रहलाद विरोचन बड़े ही ब्राह्मण भक्त थे वे जानते थे कि उनके
14. Although he knew very well that it was a demigod who had come to him in the dress of a Brahmanas,
तो उनकी प्रार्थना
at their request he delivered to them the duration of his life.
अपने आयु उसे प्रदान कर दी आपने भी उसी धर्म
Verse 15. You also have observed the principles followed by great personalities who are householder Brahmanas, by your forefathers and by great heroes who are extremely famous for their exalted activities.
एक बार
So once Virochan
और इंद्र
and Indra,
ब्रह्मा जी के पास गए
they went to Brahmaji
ज्ञान लाभ करने के लिए
to get knowledge,
क्योंकि ये लोगों ने सुना
because they had heard
जी ऐसे विद्या प्राप्त हो जाए
that there is one kind of knowledge that if we attain this specific kind of knowledge, the person becomes immortal.
तो उसने क्या की
So both they went to Brahma.
दोनों अमर होने के लिए गए
They wanted to become immortal, so he went to
विद्या लाभ करने के लिए
Brahmaji to try to get knowledge from him to become how to become immortal.
तो
This knowledge that can make someone immortal.
ब्रह्मा जी बैठे
So they came and Brahma told, okay, you want to get knowledge? Okay, so you can stay here studying. For 25 years,
ब्रह्मचारी होकर के रहो
stay as brahmachari in my house, sweeping the floor, Brahma told them.
25 साल तक
So for 25 years,
क्या करने लगे झाड़ू
they were sweeping
ब्रह्मा जी के गृह में
in the house of Brahmaji.
कौन कौन
Who?
इंद्र और
Indra and
विरोचन
Virochan.
25 साल झाड़ू लगाने के बाद ब्रह्मचारी के रूप में रहे
After 25 years being as a brahmachari and sweeping the floor,
दिन ये दोनों पूछने
once, one day, both of them asked Brahma, Gurudeva, we have been in your ashram for 25 years,
कुछ नहीं दिया
but you didn't give us any instruction at all. You didn't tell us anything.
25 साल मैंने रहा
We have stayed for 25 years in your house. You didn't even talk to us. You didn't give any kind of instruction, nothing. Then Brahmaji told, okay,
मैं तुमको उपदेश देता हूँ सुनो
I will give you some instruction. Listen.
क्या उपदेश थे
Which instruction?
जिसको जान लेने से
If you know this knowledge, the jiva will become immortal.
है
This is the instruction he told.
और कुछ नहीं
Nothing else.
उसके जानना ही अमरत्व है
To know about this is immortality.
जद ज्ञाते सर्व विज्ञानं भवति जिसके जानने से सब कुछ जानना
If you know that,
अमर हो जाता है
then you become immortal. Brahma told this. If you know that thing, then you'll become immortal.
तो हम तो विद्या प्राप्त कर लिए
Then they thought, oh, we got already the knowledge. Indra and Virochana thought like this. So they came back from the house of Guru, came back from house of Brahmaji. So Indra and Virochana came back.
विरोचन ये सोचने
Virochan, he was thinking, if we know
जान जाते हैं वो
about that, we'll become immortal. What is this that? What is this thing that if we know we become immortal? Is this body?
है इस शरीर के बारे में जो
If somebody knows about the body, then the person will become immortal.
शरीर ही अमर है हैं
Like body is eternal.
शरीर के अच्छी तरफ से तंदुरुस्ती रखा जाए
You have to keep the body very healthy.
समझते हो
You know, tandushti means like healthy, strong, muscle, strong, fit. healthy.
आज
Do you understand?
के बल पर तो हम सब करते हैं।
We need the strength in the body.
ठीक नहीं रहे,
If our body is not okay,
ये बेकार है,
then it's useless.
हैं? इसलिए विरोचन ने
So Virochan, he preached this. The body is the soul. Sharir is Atma. Body is all in all. The body is all in all.
इसलिए शरीर को क्या करना,
So that's why you must
शरीर को क्या करना चाहिए,
do what with your body?
इष्ट पुष्ट करके।
You should be fit, should be strong, be healthy.
शरीर यदि तुम्हारा
If your body
है ठीक नहीं हो,
is not okay, how can you perform bhajan?
क्या करोगे?
Actually, how can you perform anything?
हम इसे देखते हैं, बोले पहले शरीर को ठीक,
We see, first be okay with your body,
शरीर
in your body. But if your body is not okay, then your mind also will not be okay.
है, शरीर में यदि अनेक प्रकार
If
रोग बीमारी,
if your body is full of diseases and many diseases,
कैसे होगा?
how
मन भी
what will be the condition of your mind? Your mind will also become restless because of the diseases.
और मन चंचल होने
And if your mind is restless,
भजन में
then you cannot be absorbed in doing bhajan of Bhagavan.
ग्रस्त है,
Those who are suffering from
many kinds of distress and unhappiness,
many kinds of distress and unhappiness,
अथवा रोग शोक में
or because suffering diseases,
सब disease
many kinds of diseases,
है, मन क्या होता है, खट्टा होता
their mind becomes also
है, अनेक प्रकार रोग से
affected.
पर
If you suffer so many diseases and so many things,
चिड़चिड़ा स्वभाव हो जाता है। क्या स्वभाव हो जाता है? चिड़चिड़ा स्वभाव हो जाता है, कुछ भी बोलो उसे सहन नहीं होता है।
like you cannot tolerate anything. You're always complaining, always like, how to say, grumpy? No, grunchy? What is that in English word? It's like rabugento, like you cannot put up with anything.
और शरीर ही सब कुछ है, शरीर के तंदुरुस्ती बनाओ,
So,
खाओ पियो,
yeah, like grumpy. So that's why they say you have to drink and be merry. Merry in the sense of having fun. Just enjoy and be strong and enjoy.
अरे जावत
Like-
जीवित तावत
Until you're alive, you just have to enjoy.
शरीर के
Like seize the day, like just do whatever, drink and be happy, and
जब तक जीते रहो सुख से जियो,
so live happily.
कैसे जियो?
If you have to live happily.
रोग शोक में झिलते
These diseases,
वो उनके जीवन जो है बेकार हो जाता है।
and the sufferings, they will just make your life useless.
क्या करो, शरीर
So better to
तंदुरुस्ती बनाओ,
make your body very healthy and strong.
पियो मुझको, हैं, आनंद से रहो।
Be happy.
मुसीबत देह से कुत पुनरागत, भाई मर जाने के बाद
After
इस
that,
शरीर को क्या कर दिया जाएगा?
This body
दफन दिया जाएगा,
will be buried or
otherwise क्या कर देंगे?
will be
जला देंगे।
burned.
दफन दिया तो उसमें
So if it will be buried, then this worms of the soil, the ground, they'll eat you over. They'll eat all your flesh,
पैखाना करके,
and then they will also
यही तो जीवन।
pass stool. Like you become stool of worms in the ground, in the soil. That's it. And if you are burnt, then you become two fists full of
जब तक संसार
ashes.
में रहो,
So if you're in this material world, until you are here, you should
तब से खाओ,
very nicely eat, drink, do whatever. But if you don't have money, then it's not a problem. No problem. Steal, cheat others, mug someone,
दूसरे पैसा ले लो,
cheat anyone and get money, and
दूसरे के लूट लो पैसा,
cheat and get money from others in a cheating way.
अपने भोग विलास में लग जाओ।
Then you just absorb in Bhogavilas, enjoying sense gratification.
उसी की आत्मा समझ कर
So Virochan was thinking the body was the soul, and he was following these
इंद्र भी आगे,
ideas.
इंद्र जब आगे उनके
Indra, when he came, then Guru Brihaspati
तुम ब्रह्मा जी
told to Indra, what did you learn from Brahma?
आत्मा है,
Then Indra told, I learned that the body is the soul.
उसी आत्मा की जो जान लेते हैं,
And if you know this Atma,
अमर बन
you become immortal.
कहते हैं आत्मा जान माने क्या है ना, शरीर
So what is the Atma? The body, Indra told.
नाम से शरीर हो,
Then Brihaspati said, but if the body was the soul,
नित्य नवयनमान है,
actually the soul is Nitya Navayaman, like soul is eternal, never dies, soul is never old also.
आत्मा में बुढ़ापा है,
In the soul there is no old age.
व्याधि आत्मा में नहीं है। तो शरीर ही आत्मा है, ये तुम जो कह रहे हो कौन कह रहे?
So actually,
जो है अपने गुरु
Indra was telling Brihaspati,
अच्छा तुम देखो आत्मा में कोई विकार नहीं होता,
and Brihaspati told him,
शरीर में विकार हो रहा है।
look, the Atma has no bikar, no transformation, but your body has transformation. So how can you say that your body is your
एक दिन मोटा
soul?
और दूसरे दिन
You can see your body. One day you are
विकार हो रहा
like
है,
fat, other days you are thin.
इसलिए शरीर के तुम आत्मा
So actually, why are you saying your soul is the body? No, it's not.
तत्व के जानो,
If you want to know Atma Tattva, you have to really know Atma Tattva. And if you know Atma Tattva, it will become eternal. Immortal, immortal. And then,
पास आ गए, अरे गुरुदेव
so Brihaspati told Indra this.
कर दिया,
So Indra came back to Brahma and told, you have cheated me, please explain about Atma Tattva. Brahmaji told, okay.
जानने के लिए तुम्हें क्या करो, फिर 25 साल यहाँ पर
Okay, for more 25 years, then you continue here.
विरोचन तो मत हो गया, बोले यही शरीर ही आत्मा है।
But Virochan, he was thinking, oh no, the body is the soul and I'll just have to enjoy.
देवगुरु बृहस्पति के उपदेश से
But Indra, because of the instructions of Brihaspati,
ब्रह्मा जी के गृह में
the guru of demigods, Indra had come back one more time to the house of Brahma and he stayed there for more 25 years. So total 50 years already Indra was
ने पूछा,
in the house of Brahmaji.
गुरुदेव
So in the end, Indra asked
उपदेश
to
नहीं दिया,
Brahmaji,
मन ही आत्मा है,
Gurudev, you didn't give any instruction. Then Brahma told,
जो जान लेते हैं
the mind is
वही
Atma.
अमर बन जाता है।
That person who knows the mind becomes immortal.
विचार करते हैं मन ही
Indra thought, okay,
है, आत्मा है,
the mind is
मन
Atma. Have to know our
मन
mind.
सूक्ष्म है,
Mind is very subtle.
शरीर से सूक्ष्म क्या है, मन है।
Actually, this mind is more subtle than the body, and what is more subtle than the mind is the soul.
के आगे
So when Indra came back one more time,
बृहस्पति कहने लगे, देखो इंद्र
Brihaspati told Indra,
आत्मा नहीं है,
actually our mind is not
मन
the
देखो
soul.
विकारशील है,
You see, the mind is very restless, always changing, and in the mind there are so many kinds of good and bad
आ जाता है,
moods and thoughts. Sometimes you think good things, sometimes you think bad things.
हमारे मन विकार होने से
Our mind becomes so disturbed, and that's why we suffer and feel happiness and distress again and again.
कौन वह
So who is actually feeling the happiness and distresses is the mind.
मन नित्य नवायनमान
The mind
नहीं है,
is not eternal and always new, always better. No.
इसलिए मन नित्य नहीं है, ये क्या है, परिवर्तनशील।
So the mind is always changeable. It's not eternal. It's always changing.
इसलिए तुम जाओ पुनः ब्रह्म विद्या के जान करके आओ।
So go one more time to learn about Brahma. So again Indra came back to Brahma and said, Prabhu,
मुझे ब्रह्म विद्या का ज्ञान दीजिए,
give me knowledge about
मैं अमर बन जाऊं।
this knowledge that I will become immortal.
करके
Then again,
अरे 25 साल
for 25 more years,
यहाँ पर
Indra stayed in the house of Brahma,
ब्रह्मचर्य पालन करो और सेवा करो।
following Brahmacharya Vrat, celibacy, and
ब्रह्मा जी ने
doing seva. Then after 25 more years,
बताया,
Brahmaji told to Indra about Atma.
इसमें शिक्षा क्या है?
So what is the teaching about this story?
नायं आत्मा प्रवचन लब्बो न मेध्यान बहुना श्रुतेन जमे विषय वृणते तेन लब्ब तस्यैष विवृणते तनुष्य। है जो स्वयं गुरु और भगवान के चरण में जब अपनी को समर्पित कर देता
So if you offer yourself to the feet of Guru, Bhagavan, all these tattvas automatically they will appear in your heart.
बुद्धि के द्वारा विचार के द्वारा ज्ञान के
So it's nothing, something that you can attain by your intelligence, your thoughts, your logic. No.
द्वारा बहुना श्रुतेन अनेक बार सुनने पर भी होगा नहीं।
Even if you listen 1,000 times, many times, it won't come. You won't be able to really understand. Only by serving Guru and Vaishnavas.
जो धन जो है
Then this wealth that it's in their heart, automatically will reflect in your heart. Then it will manifest in your heart, like God will manifest in your heart.
तो ये समस्त तत्व यही बताते जा रहे हैं। प्राप्त कर्म के बस जो कुछ वस्तु प्राप्त हो जाए उसी से संतुष्ट रहने वाला व्यक्ति जिस प्रकार सुखपूर्वक रहता है, अजित और जितेंद्रिय और असंतुष्ट व्यक्ति तीनों लोक का प्राप्त करके भी उस प्रकार सुखी नहीं रह सकता। सुखी कौन है, दुखी कौन है?
So who is happy and who is not happy in this world?
जो अपने प्रारब्ध कर्म के समय जब प्राप्त कर लेता है,
Those who get many things according to prarabdha karma, then they are happy or satisfied.
आज जिसके हजारों वस्तु पाने पर भी
Those maybe they got 1,000 things, but they still their mind is restless.
वो सदा सर्वदा दुखी रहता।
They always remain unhappy.
जितेंद्रिय और असंतुष्ट व्यक्ति तीनों लोक का प्राप्त करके भी सुखी
Verse 21, I think. 21, Gurudev?
कर नहीं पाते। उसके
Yeah, 21. Gurudev read 21. So, the person who cannot control his own senses, he will never be happy. Never be happy. Even the entirety of whatever there may be within the three worlds to satisfy one's senses cannot satisfy a person whose senses are uncontrolled. Verse 21.
भुक्ति का कारण है। धन और काम से असंतुष्ट होना ही पुरुष के जन्म मृत्यु का कारण बन जाता है। जितने भी धन होते हैं कहते और भी मिले।
So all the money, you still want more and more. Even if you have more money, you want more and more.
संतुष्ट नहीं होते।
So 25 now, Gurudev is reading. And you're always unhappy, you want more money, more money. Material existence causes, verse 25. Material existence causes discontent in regard to fulfilling one's lusty desires and achieving more and more money. This is the cause for the continuation of material life, which is full of repeated birth and death. That's why Shastra explains, Jatala be santosh, means you have to be satisfied forever you got. Whatever you got, whatever you get,
satisfied yourself.
you'll be satisfied yourself.
जो आपको मिल जाए उससे ही संतुष्ट रहो।
Be satisfied with whatever you get. If you want too much, actually you will not get.
उससे ज़्यादा प्राप्ति करने के प्रयास करो।
And if you try to get, actually you will be
कष्ट ही होगा।
only suffering or getting more hardships.
है कि नहीं?
Isn't it?
इसलिए यही कहते जा रहे हैं।
So, but one who is satisfied by that which is obtained by destiny is fit for liberation from this material existence.
जदृच्छायाम अद्भुत तष्ट तेजु विप्रस वर्धते ततं प्रशांत आत्मा संतोष दम्भ सेवा सुसुर्वीक्षणी। जदृच्छा काम से ब्राह्मण को जो वस्तु प्राप्त हो जाए उससे संतुष्ट रहने तज की क्रमशः बुद्धि होती है। भगवान की इच्छा से
So by the desire of Lord, whatever you get, you just have to be satisfied with whatever you have. By the desire of Lord. Those who cannot understand this,
धीरे-धीरे मृत्यु के
they are slowly they are going to the death door, like to the door of death.
अतएव हे राजन,
So 27. O king, from you, the best of those who give charity, I ask only 3 paces of land.
वामनदेव
So Vamanadeva
बलि महाराज के कहने लगे, देखो
is telling Bali Maharaj, I am a Brahmana boy.
मैं यथालाप में संतोष
I'm happy with whatever I get. I'm already happy and satisfied.
और मैं तो ब्राह्मण बालक हूँ।
So I'm a Brahmana boy.
कितने जमीन चाहिए?
So I just want how many pieces of land? 3 pad bhumi, means like 3 steps of land. Land that fits in 3 steps. I just want this, and this is enough for me. I'll be happy, satisfied.
ब्राह्मण संतुष्ट नहीं होता है।
The Brahmanas never become pleased, satisfied, because they got a curse from who? The Brahmanas got a curse from Sita Devi.
लक्ष्मी देवी
Sorry, Lakshmi Devi gave a curse to the Brahmanas.
लक्ष्मी देवी अभिशाप दे दिया।
Lakshmi Devi cursed the Brahmanas.
कई पुराणों में अनेकों कथा है.
There are many stories in the Puranas. Many stories are there.
लक्ष्मी देवी शाप दे दे कब?
Lakshmi Devi cursed them when?
चलो अनेक पुराने अनेक की कथा है.
Okay, there are many stories in the Puranas. Many stories. Anyway.
इसलिए कह रहे हैं हे सुखदेव गोस्वामी
Verse 28.
सुखदेव गोस्वामी ने कहा ये
Shukadeva Goswami continued. 28. When the Supreme Personality of Godhead had thus spoken to Bali Maharaj, Bali smiled and told him, "All right, take whatever you like." To confirm his promise to give Vamanadeva the desired land, he then took up his water pot.
के लिए उन्होंने जल पत्र उठाया. वामनदेव ने कितना मांगा?
So Vamanadeva, he asked for 3 pad bhumi, land that fits into 3 steps of land. 3 steps of land.
तस्मा स्त्रीणी पदांत एव वृणे तत् बधर समास एतावदीप सिद्ध देवं वित्तं जावत प्रयोजनम. मुझे केवल 3 पाद भूमि चाहिए.
I just want 3 steps of land. I'm a Brahmana boy.
ज्यादा जमीन लेकर के क्या करें?
What will I do with too much space? I just want a place to sit, that's it.
ब्राह्मण कर्म आदि करते.
I can perform my brahminical activities and that's enough.
और उस समय बलि महाराज हंसने लगे.
So Bali Maharaj left and said, "You are such a small boy,
बुद्धि भी
and your intelligence is also very small. You came to the king, you came to a king, and you asked something so insignificant. I could give you anything.
जाकर के आप
If you go to a king, what? You came to a king and you said,
मुझे काशी फल दे दी.
Maharaj, I want a pumpkin.
फल है ना काशी फल से.
You know, what is a pumpkin? Kashifal, like a pumpkin. Pumpkin in Bengal is so common. So
अत्यंत जो है सहज शब्द
it's a very easily attainable vegetable. And
परिश्रम करना नहीं पड़ता.
you don't need to endeavor to cultivate
बंगाल में काशी फल होता है ना इसलिए
pumpkin. Like, so easy to get pumpkins. That's why in the parikrama time, there's so much pumpkin. It's a very common.
हम लोग देखा बंगाल
Even I saw in Bengal that
जहाँ तहाँ हो ही जाता है. कोई इसके परिश्रम करना नहीं पड़ता है.
so no need to endeavor to plant pumpkin. Just put the seed, and the creepers start growing out on their own and giving the fruit of like pumpkin fruit. You know, the fruit of the pumpkin.
बंगाल में सबसे
So in Bengal, the cheapest vegetable
सस्ता सब्जी क्या
is the
काशी फल
pumpkin.
है. इसलिए लरी के लरी काशी फल आ जाता है.
So there are loads of pumpkin there.
कौन खाएगा?
Who will eat all those pumpkins?
और दूसरी भी कहा जाता है
Another point also, it said that
80 मन काशी फल खाने
80 man, 80 man, I don't know how many kilos, but 80 man, it gives 1 drop of blood.
मन तुम खासी
Man.
काशी फल खाओ.
So if you eat,
थोड़ा सा उसमें रक्त
okay,
बनता है.
1 man is 37 kilos.
ऐसा कहा होता है.
Ashi is 80, so 80 times 40. Oh my god, 3,200 kilos of pumpkin gives 1 drop of blood. So it's like no use pumpkin for the body.
इंग्लैंड में तो इसके बहुत दाम कदर है.
Like you know, like it's a lot of you have to eat a lot to create 1 drop of blood. But in England it's so expensive. 1 kilo pumpkin, 500 rupees in England.
और बंगाल में कोई लेना ही नहीं.
In Bengal, no one even wants to eat all these pumpkins.
वहाँ में लोग आते
So that's why in the parikrama time, there's a lot of people, so they give everyone pumpkin to eat in the parikrama time.
बंगाल में दो प्रकार की सब्जी बहुत अनायास में, पंपकिन और
So
पोटैटो.
pumpkin and potato, 2 very common vegetables in Bengal.
पोटैटो भी बहुत होता है उस बार बंगाल में है. बर्धमान साइड में इतने
No, I told you wrong. 1 man is actually 4.5 kilos. 4.5 kilos.
बलि महाराज करके कहने
8
लगे
point.
तुम
So 300 kilos of.
करके क्या मांग लिया?
Okay, Gurudev said
एक छोटा
80 man. 80 man is 1 drop of blood.
कदर नहीं है।
So 80 times 4.5. It's what? 300. No, 32 kilos. Sorry, 30 kilos of pumpkin is 1 drop of blood. My mathematics, I'm so sorry. Okay, so coming back to the story.
धन संपत्ति ऐसे मांग लो, तुम्हारे 7 पुरुष चलते रहे।
You could ask anything,
5 किलो 20 किलो सोना
but you came. You should ask for gold, 20 kilos of gold or something. But it will be good. But you came to a king and you are asking for pumpkin, like something significant.
किंतु वामनदेव ने क्या कहा?
But Vamanadeva told, "Hey king,
केवल
no, I want
भूमि चाहिए।
3 steps land."
मैं ब्राह्मण बालक हूँ, मैं निर्लोभी हूँ, क्या करेंगे? ज्यादा लोग क्या करें? ज्यादा संपत्ति हो व विषय हो, उसके संरक्षण करने के लिए उतना ही तो मेहनत करना पड़ेगा ना, है कि नहीं? आप बताओ। जितना
Because the more you have,
संपत्ति होगा,
if you have so much
संपत्ति
wealth,
के लिए आपके
then you need to
समय देना पड़ेगा।
take a lot of time to protect all these assets you have.
इसलिए वामनदेव भगवान कहने लगे,
So that's why Vamanadeva Bhagavan said,
मुझे नहीं चाहिए।
"Oh, king, I don't want anything else."
कहने लगे ठीक है, तुम्हारे जितनी इच्छा है
Okay.
उतनी ले लो। यह कहकर भगवान वामनदेव
So
3 पग भूमि दान का संकल्प करके उनके लिए जलपत्र उठाया।
So then Bali Maharaj, he prepared to give donation, and to preparing he went to take a vow,
संकल्प करो,
doing the sankalpa, like a vow.
देता है ना, काल
So,
का है ना।
yeah.
संकल्प कराया कि नहीं कराया?
So yesterday we did the sankalpa
हाँ?
also,
काल गोदान कर रहे थे ना।
because yesterday they were giving donation of the cow, Godan. So I said, okay, if you want to give Godan, first let's do Swasti Vachan, Mangala Vachan, like all the auspicious
सस्ती वाचन
invocations, then also
बात क्या होता है?
Swasti Vachan, and
पकड़ लो।
then the sankalpa, like the vow,
तिल, तुलसी,
with
गंगा जल,
sesame seed, water of Ganges, and tulsi leaf. I will give.
बार संकल्प कर लेते हैं।
So 3 times we promise, like doing the sankalpa, the vow of the donation.
आप संकल्प करो।
So
संकल्प क्या करो? आप अपने आत्मन पत्र उठा,
Vamanadeva said, okay, now you do the sankalpa, like promise you'll give, that you'll give.
शुक्राचार्य जो देखा
Shukracharya,
है,
he saw,
ये तो साधारण मनुष्य नहीं है।
he's not an ordinary human being.
भगवान विष्णु वामन देव के रूप में आए।
Directly Bhagavan Vishnu came as Vamanadeva.
ये विष्णु के अभिप्राय को अच्छी प्रकार से जानते थे। कौन? शुक्राचार्य।
So Shukracharya understood that Vamanadeva was Vishnu.
के लिए उद्धत अपने शिष्य के
So he told his disciple,
बलि से कहने लगे।
Bali.
शुक्राचार्य कहने लगे,
Shukracharya told Bali Maharaj, "Oh my disciple, listen, Bali,
देखो
look,
ये बोटू ब्राह्मण
this brahmachari in the form of a dwarf is directly the imperishable Supreme Lord,
जगत
Vishnu.
जगतपति भगवान विष्णु है। देवताओं के कार्य से
Accepting Kashyap Muni as his father and Aditi as his mother." Verse 30. He has now appeared in the order to fulfill the interests of the demigods. Shukracharya is telling,
आए हैं तुम्हें छलना करने के लिए।
is telling Bali Maharaj, actually this cheater Vishnu came to you
मत दो,
in disguise. Don't give donation to him, don't give.
ये साक्षात श्री हरि ब्रह्मचारी के प्रकट
He's directly Shrihari
में
who
हमारे सम्मुख है, आए हैं।
came in disguise of a brahmachari in front of you.
जसी तेज जस और ज्ञान सब कुछ हरण कर लेंगे और
He will take all your, verse 32 now, he will take your land, wealth, beauty, power, fame, education.
सुनो हे विराट रूप धारण करके 3 पगों
and he'll deliver it to hinder your enemy. You have verse 33. You have promised to give him 3 steps of land in charity, but when you give it, he will occupy the 3 worlds. You are a rascal. You do not know what a great mistake you have made. After giving everything to Lord Vishnu, you will have no means of livelihood. How then shall you live? And also, how will we live? Because if the disciple gave everything, how can we continue? Like Shukracharya thinking like this, how can we maintain? So, I'll tell you one story. There was a lawyer. He had a lot of money. He got a lot of money in his life. He also taught his son like a law school and everything. He put him some in law school. Then his son also became a lawyer. So in the absence of the father, the son would perform all the duties of, like taking care of the clients, the lawsuits and everything. So he also took the court cases, like the lawsuits, and he won also in the case in the trial, and he was very happy, the son. Then he came to the father and told, "Father, for 40 years you had a case in the process, like in the justice, and you couldn't win that case for 40 years. But now I took up that case, and in one day I won the case." Father told, "Foolish, stupid. You stupid. Why did you win the case? Come on. If they win the case, they'll not give money. So for 40 years, I have been only like putting off and off and off. All the money I spent in your education, actually I got from this case in the justice for so many years. I was just taking money from the clients slowly. Now they won the case, they won't give money any further to me anymore. So what is the duty of the lawyers? They do this. They know how to win the case and who will win, who will lose. They know everything, but their job is like this. They knowingly defeat their own client and take money from him, and anyway, they are doing this with the client to take money from him like this. So this is the duty of the lawyer. So that's why Shukracharya is telling, if you give everything to Vishnu, how will we live also? How can we sustain our lives and like this? So Shukracharya told his disciple Bali,
सारी पृथ्वी और दूसरे पग से स्वर्ग माप लेंगे तथा अपने विश्व कार्य के संपूर्ण अंतरिक्ष अधिकार कर लेंगे, तब तीसरा पग रखने के लिए कहाँ स्थान देंगे बताओ? एक पैर के द्वारा सारे विश्व पृथ्वी को नाप लेंगे.
So if one step, 1 feet, he occupies the whole earth. Second, until Swarga. So where will you offer him the third step? Verse 35, you will be certainly unable to fulfill your promise, and I think that because of this inability, your eternal residence will be in hell.
जागतिक भोग की सिद्धि के लिए तुम्हारा सर्वस्व दान करना ही तुम्हारे लिए मंगलजनक है. न तद्दानं प्रशंसति तेन वृत्ति विशस्यते दानं यज्ञस्तप धर्म लोके प्रवृत्तो जतः. शास्त्रज्ञ जो व्यक्ति जो होते हैं,
so learned scholars, the acharyas, do not praise that charity which endangers one's own livelihood.
इस जगत में
Charity, sacrifice. Verse 36. Charity, sacrifice, austerity, and fruitive activities are possible for one who is competent to earn his livelihood properly. They are not possible for one who cannot maintain himself.
कर सकता है। अतः जो ज्ञानी है उसे अपने धन को 5 भागों में विभक्त कर देना चाहिए। जितना धन है 5 हिस्सा करो। क्या क्या बताए?
So you have to divide in 5 parts. Verse 37. So take some part for religion, for reputation. So 37, verse 37. One who is in full knowledge should divide his accumulated wealth in 5 parts: for religion, for reputation, for opulence, for sense gratification, and for the maintenance of his family members. Such a person is happy in this world and in the next. So Shukracharya is telling, 38. O disciple Shukracharya, one might argue that since you have already promised, how can you refuse? Because I told, if the person gave the word, then he must give, right? The donation he promised. So many people give their words and don't follow their words, break their promise. But then life after life, they'll have to give. Someday, sooner or later, they have to give. Like, if you told someone that you would give 10 rupees to someone, you told, I will give you 10 rupees. So you gave your words that you would give 10 rupees. So if you didn't follow your words, life after life, you have to come back in this material world to follow your words, to follow what you told. You'll never be free from your words. So, okay, now Gurudev came back to the 36. Learned scholars do not praise that charity which endangers one's own livelihood. Charity, sacrifice, austerity, and fruitive activities are possible for one who is competent to earn his livelihood properly. Shukracharya is saying, 38. Because you have already promised, how can you refuse? O best of the demons, just take from me the evidence of the Bhavricha Shruti, which says that a promise is truthful preceded by the word Om, and untruthful if not.
किसी को कुछ देने के बाद स्वीकार कि आगे आता है वह वचन सत्य है। सत्तं पुष्प फलं विद्यात्म वृक्षस्य ज्ञाते वृक्षे अजीवतिं तत्र शासादुननितः मूलात्मनः। सत्य ईश्वर विषय के बिना और कोई मिथ्या नहीं है। सत्यम है एकमात्र सत्य वस्तु क्या है?
So the only truth is Bhagavan.
धीमहि एकमात्र परम वस्तु सत्य वस्तु क्या है?
So the only supreme absolute truth is Swayam Bhagavan Sri Hari. Verse 40. When a tree is uprooted, it immediately falls down and begins to dry up. Similarly, if one doesn't take care of the body, which is supposed to be untruth, in other words, if the untruth is uprooted, the body undoubtedly becomes dry.
इसलिए बोली महाराज जीविका निर्वाह संभव नहीं होगा तुम्हारा, क्योंकि
So Bali Maharaj, one second.
इसलिए बोली महाराज जीविका निर्भर संभव नहीं होगा तुम्हारा.
So he's saying, Shukracharya is saying,
सब कुछ ले लेंगे.
you know, it won't be possible for you to maintain your livelihood because this cheater Vishnu, he will take everything you have, everything.
किंतु बोली महाराज ने क्या कहा?
But what did Bali Maharaj say? Actually, it's my good fortune. The great Supreme Lord of all the universes, Lakshmipati,
हमारे पास आए
God, today he came to me to ask for donation. So this is such a matter of good fortune, of luck to me.
अनंत करोड़ विश्व ब्रह्मांड के अधिपति
The Supreme Lord of the unlimited universes, he came to me
भिक्षा
just to beg something from me. So it's proper to give him some donation, of course.
अच्छा वो आज उनके क्लास देना था चाइनीज.
So they have class for the Chinese.
हो जाएगा. भिक्षु के ओम कहकर सब कुछ दान देना स्वीकार कर लेता है, वो अपने कुछ भी भोग नहीं रख सकता. नहीं जो कहना है मिथ्या वचन है तथापि यह पूर्ण है, क्योंकि ऐसे कहने पर धन नहीं देना पड़ता है. दूसरे की सहानुभूति की मिलती है, वो धन एकत्र करने पर पूरी सुविधा लेती है, परंतु सब वस्तु के
42. Therefore, the safe course is to say no. Although it is a falsehood, it protects one completely. It draws the compassion of others towards oneself, and it gives one full facility to collect money from others for oneself. Nonetheless, if one always pleads that he has nothing, he is condemned, for he is a dead body while living, or while still breathing he should be killed.
क्या कर दिया? वचनबद्ध हो गए.
So now you became bound by your words.
दान नहीं दिया
So if you don't give donation because
एक ही कहा जाता.
but if you have promised, then live or die is the same for you.
इसलिए शास्त्र में भी ऐसे कहा गया
So Shastra explains that
जी कौन-कौन समय आप झूठ बोल सकते हो.
when can you lie, in which situations can you lie. So this is the niti, the morals of Shukracharya now being described.
बोली महाराज को सिखा रहे हैं.
Shukracharya is teaching Bali Maharaj.
क्या सिखा रहे हैं?
What is he teaching him?
झूठ बोलने के सिखा रहे हैं.
How to lie.
कैसे?
How?
श्रीसु नर्म विवाहे च
So 43, verse 43.
प्राण संकटे गो ब्रह्मणार्थे हिंसाया नानेतं सतयुग इप्सितं. पर कौन-कौन समय झूठ
In which situations you can lie or can be false that will not be a sinful activity? When?
इसी स्त्रियों के प्रसन्न
In flattering a woman to bring her under control.
झूठ बोलने में
Then it's not a sin to lie in this context. So flatter a woman. Just like Krishna told Rukmini,
मैं तुम्हारे
hey Rukmini,
के मैं योग्य नहीं.
I'm not qualified to be your husband.
कृष्ण बोला कि नहीं है?
Krishna told Rukmini or not?
अच्छा कृष्ण ऐसे क्यों बोला?
Why did Krishna tell like this to Rukmini?
कहा जाता है
This is called
अपने स्त्री को उनके प्रति अधिक आसक्ति बढ़ाने के लिए.
to increase the attachment that she has for him. God has many qualities, but Bhagavan Sri Hari Vishnu,
रुक्मिणी के बोले रुक्मिणी
so he told Rukmini, Rukmini,
मैं योग्य नहीं.
I'm not qualified to be your husband. He told her.
इसलिए कहा स्त्री के प्रसन्न
So in flattering a woman to bring her under control, you can tell
भी झूठ बोले पर
a lie that will not be a sinful activities.
और क्या
Another point, when you're joking, also you can tell a lie.
है हास परिहास में झूठ बोला.
In joking, you can lie. When,
परिहास में कहते हैं ना,
no, joking.
कभी हास परिहास में कहा देते हैं कि वो झूठ है. विवाह में
In the marriage ceremony,
झूठ बोलता है.
so you can also lie in the marriage ceremony.
कन्या आदि के प्रशंसा करने में, जीविका संरक्षण में,
In earning one's livelihood,
और गुस्से होने
when one's life is in danger,
और ब्राह्मण
in protecting cows and the brahminical culture,
अथवा किसी
or in protecting a person from an enemy's hands. Falsity is never condemned.
मृत्यु से बचाने के लिए मिथ्या भाषण सर्वदा निंदनीय नहीं है। जैसे कसाई,
Like a butcher,
कसाई जानते हो?
kasai,
वो गाय को काटने के लिए
like someone who
गाय के पीछे दौड़ने लगे।
he's running behind the cow to kill the cow, suppose a butcher, and then
जंगल के होते हुए और किसी तरफ निकल गए।
a cow somehow the cow escapes from this butcher, and a person is there and he saw the cow running,
गाय कहाँ है?
escaping, and then the butcher comes to the person and says, "Where is the cow?" Then
वो रक्षक होकर किसी को प्राण
the person tells the butcher another direction. So to protect the cow, he lied.
दुसावा नहीं।
So this is not fault, not a fault at all.
गाय तो जा रहे पूर्व की दिशा।
So the cow went to the east direction, and he told to the butcher, "No, your cow, it went to the west direction." So
गाय को बचाने के लिए यदि झूठ
to protect the cow, if you need to lie, then
पाप नहीं लगता। इसलिए श्रीमद् भागवत
it won't be a sin. So the Bhagavatam Shloka explains,
गो ब्राह्मणार्थे हिंसायां नानितं सत जुगुप्सितम। जुगुप्सित माने निंदनीय नहीं है, यह निंदनीय नहीं है।
so it's not condemned to lie in these occasions. In flattering a woman to bring her under control, strishu.
वित्त संकट में
In protecting your life or someone's life,
ब्राह्मण
in protecting cows and brahminical culture.
ये पांचों स्थान पर यदि आप
So in these 5 circumstances, if you lie,
दोष नहीं लगता।
it's not a problem, it's not a fault at all.
संकट में आ गया,
So when your life is in danger, then you can lie,
स्त्री को वशीभूत करने के लिए झूठ बोल देते हैं।
or to bring a woman under your control, like I gave the example of whom?
कृष्ण और
Krishna and Rukmini.
रुक्मिणी को
I gave their example to you.
है, अर्थात कृष्ण और रुक्मिणी के जो है उनके प्रति और अधिक अनुराग बढ़ाने के लिए झूठ बोल रहे हैं।
So Krishna lies to increase the attachment that Rukmini has for him. Which lie Krishna told?
मैं तुम्हारे पति होने के मैं योग्य
He said, "I'm not qualified to be your husband," he
हूँ,
told.
राजकुमार नहीं हूँ,
"I'm not a princess actually.
कुमारी हूँ।
And you are a princess indeed."
तो ये सब झूठ किस लिए कह रहे कृष्ण?
So why is Krishna lying like this?
रुक्मिणी को
Actually too,
है उनके प्रति अधिक है स्नेह ममता बढ़ाने के लिए।
to increase the love and affection that Rukmini has for him, for Krishna himself.
इसलिए कहा जाता है, किंतु ये सब जगह में नहीं लागू नहीं होगा।
But you cannot apply this in all
स्थल विशेष
occasions. Some special occasions, then
विश्वास
yes.
नहीं करेंगे।
Otherwise nobody will believe you.
एक बार झूठ तुम्हारे
Because if somebody catches you lying or finds you lying, then who will trust you next time? Who will believe your words next time? No one will believe.
पास आरती करो
Do arati.
है ना।
I have to give Chinese class for Chinese people today.
इसलिए कह रहे हैं स्त्री सुनर्म विवाहे च वृत्तस्ते प्राण संकटे गो ब्रह्मणार्थे हिंसायां नानितं जुगुप्सितम। इसलिए गो और ब्राह्मण की रक्षा कर में यदि आप झूठ बोले तब वो
So if you lie in these occasions, like protecting cows and brahminical culture, then it's not a sin.
संकट हो रहा है।
Someone's life is in danger, then if you lie, it's okay.
वित्त संग्रह करने के लिए
Vittarte means for earning one's livelihood. This is for
वाणिज्य करता है ना।
home, those who have a business,
बोलो तो तुम्हारे व्यवसाय
some business, some shop or some like this. If you don't lie, you can never sell anything.
जो है
Especially nowadays, there's so much competition between the
दुकान है आगे
the business and shops. So another person opens a shop just next to your own shop, to your shop.
तीन है ना,
So there are 2-3 shops selling clothes side by side and only one client. So
वही एक ही कपड़े वो तीनों जो है एक ही मालिक से खरीद करके लाए।
actually they bought from the same owner and they are selling in 3 different shops.
मेरा एक कपड़ा ना कहीं नहीं मिलेगा आपको।
So they lie like, oh, this clothes I'm selling you cannot find anywhere else air. I bought from Bombay, you cannot find it also air. Also where you cannot find it so good quality, best quality. But the three shop owners, they will tell you the same. The three shop selling the clothes, they will also say the same. So for earning one's livelihood, you can, as in business, you can lie. But if this money is used for Bhagavan Vishnu, then if you lie, it's not considered sin. But also if they know you're lying, nobody will trust you anymore. Oh, he's a liar. So you have to lie in such a way that nobody finds you lying, like catch your lie, like how to say, come up with the truth. Like, no, you have to lie in such a way that no one can see that it's a lie properly. Some people say,
5,000 रुपया मैंने दक्षिणा ये क्या बोले भंडारे के लिए दिया, तुम तो 3,000 लगाया, 2,000 रुपया रख दिया,
so
पूरा तो पैसा नहीं लगाया.
I gave 5,000 for a feast prasad and you used only 3,000. You didn't use 2,000.
5,000 रुपया लगा दिया. अच्छा उसके पता नहीं
Okay,
3,000 रुपया लगाया.
but the person don't know. The person doesn't know that, okay, they use 3,000 in the foods, but also 2,000 for example, the water for cleaning the pots and also the electricity. Okay, so the person gave 5,000 for feast prasadam. So the other person from the temple is telling, but also we have to calculate the money that we use to clean the pots, water, and also electricity. So the brahmacharis are working. If they become sick, also we have to take this money from the brahmacharis who are serving. And you want that we use the complete 5,000 only in the food? Do you think everybody is your servant? We also need to the other parts of money too for the logistic of feeding everyone. So maybe sometimes you lie, then it's also not a problem. This is true or not? So if I use the whole 5,000 only to feed people, like with food, no need to buy some pots? So okay, so bring the pot. Like some people give money to the temple to do feast prasadam, and Gurudev is telling this. But you know that the money also it has to cover many things, not only the food. But the person, oh no, I gave 5,000 rupees. I want that all these 5,000 rupees be used only in food. But this person who gave the money doesn't see that he doesn't know that there are so many other money also included, like Gurudev mentioned, water, electricity, the brahmachari who will be sick, and also this fan which is working, also electricity bill and the pots. So 1,000 rupees, okay, you buy one fan for 1,000 rupees and it will last 1 year, the fan, but the electricity bill, okay, write my name. So for serving Bhagavan, if you lie, so if you lie, but if you, for the service of Bhagavan, it's not a problem, it's not a fault.
गो ब्राह्मण रक्षार्थे हिंसायां न अनृतं सत जुगुप्सितम है किसके मृत्यु के वचन से मिथ्या भाषण सर्वदा पापनीय नहीं, माने पाप के योग्य नहीं है.
So in protecting a person from an enemy's hand, falsity is never condemned.
किसके परिहास करते हुए हास परिहास.
So also when joking also, it's also not a problem. So these morals belong to Shukracharya actually. So who is telling this moral niti? Shukracharya is explaining. Shukracharya is telling this, saying to his disciple Bali Maharaja. So also there is another niti, morals, Vidur niti, the morals of Vidur. There are many kinds of morals. Also the Chanak niti, morals of Chanakya. different personalities, they have their own morals, like their own rules of morals, ethic and morals. Gaur Premanande.